Hillary, tiny house consultant and builder of Tiny Hell on Wheels, and I'm going to teach you how to make your very own glitter countertop. A lot of people who saw my video of my glitter countertop wanted to learn how to make it themselves, so I decided to make a how-to video. It's a lot simpler than you think. We're going to start out with what we need. We need a surface that you're going to pour the glitter onto. This is a piece of 3/4 plywood, a 1/2 inch piece of MDF on top of it. You need a lip around the countertop or whatever surface that you're pouring it over. When you pour the epoxy on, it will spill over. So you need to either have a lip, which I have about a 1/4 inch lip here, or something to block the edges for when there's eventually spills. On my countertop inside the tiny house, I use this aluminum edging from Orange Aluminum. It is fluted. This is particularly 1.5 inches that I put around the outside. For this project, this is the bathroom countertop. This is a used piece of wood trim that I spray painted. You're gonna need your epoxy. I used SuperGlaze that I found at Home Depot. It was about $25. It comes with part A resin and part B activator. My countertop was about 8 square feet and I wanted it to come up about a 1/4 inch thick. So I used 2 boxes of the SuperGlaze and I wanted it very, very thick with glitter. And if you saw the video before, it was really, really glitterified. You can use a lot less or a lot more depending on the look you're going for, but I wanted a lot. So I used 8 ounces of this silver glitter, 8 ounces of this Iridescent holographic glitter, and a full bag of this, which is 50 grams of Star holographic confetti. So that was about a 1/4 inch thick on 8 square feet. This is between 3 and 4 square feet, and I want again like a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to use 1 box of this, 4 ounces of the silver, 4 ounces of holographic glitter, and about 1/2 bag of these stars. This SuperGlaze is self-leveling, so you want to make sure that whatever surface you're pouring onto is level. So you're going to want level to make sure that it is level side to side and front to back. This is pretty level. I use little excess pieces to make sure it was level. 2 mixing containers. I use Cool Whip containers. You're gonna need a stirrer. I use the chapstick. You're gonna need a spreader. I use the plastic spoon. You're gonna need gloves because it's messy, and you're gonna need an apron because it's messy and it will get everywhere. And once it dries, that's it. It's dry. Let's get started. You want to start out by squeezing part A resin into one of your 2 mixing containers. Mix well constantly for 3 minutes. Put aside. Next, squeeze part B activator into the second mixing container. Again, mix well constantly for 3 minutes. Once mixed, pour A and your desired amount of glitter into B. Mix well and constantly for 3 minutes. Immediately start pouring the mixture. Resin starts to cure within 20 minutes of part A and B mixing. Start by pouring 1/3 and use your spreader to equally distribute the mixture. Continue pouring in small amounts, spreading between each pour. You will start to see which area needs more glitter while pouring.
Once it is poured, double check that you have evenly coated the entire surface. If for some reason your project needs more resin, immediately mix and pour another batch so that the two can blend seamlessly.
As you can see, the glitter and the countertop together look really cloudy, and it doesn't look as glass-like, and it won't until it dries after the 8 hours. The current dry time that you're gonna need to fully let it cure is 72 hours, and that's per box. When you add another box, if you're doing a bigger surface, you're gonna wanna let it cure for at least another 72 hours. It will be dry to the touch after 8 hours. You can touch it, because I know all you wanna do is just touch it. You can actually touch it after 8 hours, but don't put any weight on it until 72 hours. Make sure to read all directions before you take my advice on what to use. Every different brand of this is different. This happens to be SuperGlaze, and I read the directions about 100 times, so I knew what I was doing. Read all directions and be safe. As far as ratio goes, for any other uses, these two have to be exactly the same ratio. This, if you're using the whole bottle, it's perfect, it's easy, you don't have to measure it out. But if you only want a small surface or like a little piece of something done, like a coaster or something, and you need only an ounce of this, you have to measure exactly an ounce out of this too. They have to be exactly the same, and as soon as they are together, they will harden. This tape around the sides should come off after the 8 hours, because it'll be dry enough. The longer it stays on, it'll cure onto the actual countertop, and it'll be really hard to take off. So make sure you get that off as quickly as possible. That's why having a lip is better, because it's already on there, and the epoxy will help glue it to the actual countertop instead of just having it added on after. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you find that it's easy to pour your own glitter countertops and you glitterify everything in your house. And make sure to go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel, and leave me a comment below if you have anything to say about this cool project. Visit our social media pages at #TinyHellOnWheels, and thanks for watching.